first, I want to go out to my primetime exclusive guest, the mother of Cassie's best friend, Tracy Snyder. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you're doing everything you can to find this young lady. Your heart is with her. Your son, very good friends with Cassie. Cassie had stayed at your house the night before she vanished. So let's start by telling us about the 24 hours leading up to Cassie's disappearance.
Well, my son left our home and picked Cassie up Saturday afternoon about 1:30. Brought her to our house. We all left together at 3:30 to go to the DeWitt Derby, and after that was over, we all came home, and she spent the night. We had a brunch about 12:30 and just sat around and had a lazy afternoon and just a quiet evening at home. Nothing unusual about that at all. Hunter took her home he left our house
Well,
at
wait,
6:05
that was, okay, so she spends the night with you. You go to the Derby on Sunday, the day she goes missing. Okay, Saturday.
No.
So then she stays
Saturday.
overnight. She stays overnight. And then the next
Saturday
day,
night.
okay, then the next day, Sunday, the day she vanished, okay,
Yes.
your son
Yes.
takes her home to her house at what time?
He left our house at 6:05, and he got back by 6:45. And we live out of town, so it was a little bit of by the time he got there and dropped her off and got back home, and she did send him a text message stating that she was going to go out and buy a pack of cigarettes, and that is the last response he got from her.
I know this is so difficult for you because you really got close to this young lady. Apparently, she would spend, this missing girl, Cassie, would spend a lot of time, weekends over at your house. Why is that? Why was she spending the nights on the weekends over at your house?
Well, looking back now, I think we were her safe haven. We were a place for her to stay and know she was safe and taken care of.
Well, safe haven from what?
Just from things that she was having to deal with.
What, in the home or outside the home?
We believe there was some issues in the home that she wasn't happy with, and that she just wanted to get out and just be a 15-year-old without having to deal with anything like that.
Well, by the way, one of our producers spoke with the missing girl's mom. She declined to come on camera. And I want to say that she and her fiancé are invited on any time. Now, Cassie's mom and her boyfriend, fiancé, noticed she was missing shortly after she left. Now, here's the mother's boyfriend speaking to the media about Cassie's disappearance. It's a very short soundbite, so listen carefully.
She was gone like a whisper in the wind.
So reports say Cassie's mother's boyfriend, the gentleman you just heard from, called you, Tracy, the night that Cassie vanished. What did he have to say? I mean, what was the conversation that night?
Well, there was 3 phone calls. They started about 9:14 that night, and he first asked if Cassie was still at our house. And coming through the conversations and getting Hunter's input during this phone call, the first phone call,
that's your son,
that Cassie's mom's boyfriend actually saw Cassie get out of his truck, walk up the driveway. She did not speak to the mom's boyfriend at all when she was walking up the driveway, and she went into the house. So I brought that up to him and told him that he seen Cassie get out of my son's vehicle. So he knew she was no longer with him or with us. And I kept repeating to him through these 3 phone calls, go to the police department, or call the police and report her missing. In the third phone call, he said that he did. He went to the police department, and they told him that it would be a 72-hour wait. That morning, Monday morning, when I got to work, I called and spoke with a detective, and he said there was actually no report filed. And he come and spoke to me, and we filed the missing report on Monday.